Alright, doing an unboxing and then assembly in this video. So, let's see a razor knife around here. Okay, instructions. Hopefully this isn't too seriously cheap of a chair. Cardboard. Looks like hardware in that box. Part of the arm. I would think that's got to be the back. If it isn't, it's massive. And that might be the seat, actually. That's a big seat. But it's the same size as the other one. Okay. So this is the back. So, you know, I usually buy a gaming chair for those together. I think we've done 4 on this channel. And I don't think we've ever done one of these other types of chairs. And at some point I'll probably have to pause and go get the right drills, not drills, but screwdrivers, Phillips head, whatever is needed. So this is the where our feet will go. Hopefully that's one of the early things. And I'm going to use this to clip the garbage. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the rest of these things out. There's a little thing that raise it up and down. I will be doing, let's see, I'm not going to be doing as much unboxing on the channel for computer related stuff, but we will do a different, like, L desk, electric desk for my son. He wants a bigger desk. And then he also wants a better gaming monitor, and then he wants another keyboard. So we'll get all that crap on eventually, using my YouTube money, because gotta spend it on somebody, or something I should say. If not, I buy everything for myself, right? There's only so many things you can buy yourself. Got some hardware here. The wheels. And the lift system. So we'll go ahead and unmute this. Putting together an office chair in this video, folks. What brand was this? Box doesn't even say. I'm sure it's freaking Chinese. Made in Vietnam. I apologize to the Vietnamese. I do forget what brand this is, and since I've got both cameras going, both cell phones, I can't check at the moment. But eventually we'll put it in the title. So I'm just going to put these wheels in. Easier to do this on the ground than holding it up, but for the sake of the camera, I'll do that. So this was like a $40 chair, you know. I don't expect a whole lot out of it. As far as quality goes or longevity, but I did have a need for another chair, and figure can't buy every chair be a gaming chair, so I bought a regular office chair. So gaming chairs just take up a lot more room, and I might use this upstairs for poker night or something. Alright, so there's the bottom. Looks like we lost all our viewers on the channel. Now look at that. So good news is it doesn't look like we need a bunch of hardware because, or excuse me, wrenches and stuff, because it looks like it's all Allen wrench capable of being fastened together. Alright, so I'm just trying to get these open so that they're ready to go for later. And we have one more box to open up. Or do we? No, we just got the instructions to open. Alright. So let's get out our instructions. Like 2 pages, I bet. Yeah. Small print. Luckily I have this good light in front of me so I can actually read it. Okay, there's only 1 page. So it shows you the parts, which we unboxed. The Allen wrench is a 78mm by 30mm by 5mm. And so the step 1, which we did without the directions. I'm so proud of myself. We put all the wheels in. Step 2 is to take this guy, and I think I've done enough of these that hopefully I won't screw this up, but it should probably fit over top of that, right? Something like that. Wow, this is chintzy. Maybe it goes the other way. Let's see how that works. Okay, there we go. And then the middle one does not want to pop out. There we go. So just like that. And we'll drop that on here. Okay. Now I'm going to press it in. Well, it doesn't look like it snaps or anything, so we're good there. Now, next step is to take the base. And so far we haven't had a need for any fasteners, but the next one we actually need to take the base and attach this to it. So question is, we'll have to look at the picture. Picture shows front here, and that has a front, so then we just need to orient this so that it looks like the picture, and then figure out the hardware. We're going to use K. Alright, sorry. We're going to use A and K. So we're going to use a washer and the smallest bolt that they've included in here. Let me adjust the other camera in case anybody actually does watch this video outside of the live stream. So I'm probably at some point going to do some live streams of me building computers. If anybody cares. I don't think anybody does. But you know, you can either watch a regular video that's already been done, or you could watch it recorded or whatever. So lots of options. So this is my little music room, folks. We've got the Weight Slayer gym. I'm actually doing this in the Weight Slayer, or excuse me, I haven't come up with a nickname for the music room. Maybe we'll call it the Weight Slayer music room. Why not? These aren't actually my good guitars on the wall. This is the shitty ones. But good amps in here either. This is kind of like a secondary room. But I'm probably going to improve the lighting in here and some other things and start using this room for unboxings. Okay, so one washer, and then using our fingers to hand tighten these, finger tighten, whatever. That way we won't have to use the crappy Allen wrench till the very end, hopefully. And actually, this is probably the size that I have that awesome wrench for, and unfortunately I can't use it, can't get to it because somebody's in my office at the moment. So to that, folks, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. Oh, this is a nice Allen wrench, folks. Check this out. I rarely ever see ones that are this big. You know, usually you've got the, you know, one side is short and the other's long, right? And this one is long and long. Which helps because you can clear everything with this. I wish more Allen wrenches were like this. There's got to be a set out there of ones like this that I could buy instead of all being short, because like I said, this clears everything except for this one. In this case, it might be easier to have the shorty, so it doesn't hit this thing. Yep. So yeah, I'm in the Weight Slayer music room doing this assembly. This chair is probably going to end up in here, or maybe in my business office. Might actually end up in the Weight Slayer gym too. So who knows? Who knows where it'll end up at? Might end up in storage if it isn't that good a chair, or in the trash, or you know, if it really sucks, we'll send it back. But this actually looks like quality chair so far, which is good. Okay, so this thing's on here tight. See that? And now that that's done, directions probably say to put it on the, let's see what the directions say before we get carried away. Actually, it says to build up the back with the legs. So we're going to use C, no washer though, and C is the longest bolt. So, and you can see the bolt's going to pass through this, hence why we need the longer one. So, let us keep in here and grab a couple of these guys. Now here's the back piece. Kind of an ergonomic design. Whether it'll be comfy or not, it's another story. But the only question is, which is left hand, which is right. I would assume that this is the. Let's see. We go this way. No, it doesn't really fit that way. So we'll assume it's this one. And if it's not, maybe we'll regret that. There's nothing worse than fastening these things and then unfastening because you screwed up. To be honest with you, it feels like this bolt could be a lot longer. So I'm going to pop this off so I can line it up with the hole. And this is where you need good overhead lighting, folks, because it's difficult to see what you're lining up your Allen wrench with. So appreciate the one like I got. That's always nice to get one like. Better than no likes. The fact that you can't see the dislikes when you're live streaming is always a good thing too. So I think this thing's going through, hopefully. All right, so I'm not going to tighten that completely down until we check our chair out. I do believe that's the way it's got to go on there. And this will have to come in from underneath. Might be a situation where you need a additional hand. So put the other arm on. Yeah, I think most chairs you end up putting the base on the whatever it is, spindle or pneumatic lift, and then you build up the back. But in this case, we're building the back up. All right, down to one viewer. Thanks, one viewer, whoever you are. Appreciate the fact you've got nothing better to do today. Oh, we got 5 people now. All right, so time to put the base on to this guy. And this is going to be interesting how we do this. That's got to fit in between these. There's definitely a good place for extra set of hands, folks, if you've got them with you. This is the front. And we've got to pop this in here somehow. Maybe not as difficult as it looked. So I'm going to try and get bolts in these, and then we'll tighten them down at the end. And I'm sure this has to be okay. The sides are B with washers, and the back is C with washers. So B is the medium size screws. So we'll do those first. I don't think enough. So they give you 1 spare screw. That's nice of them. Which should mean there's probably 1 extra washer in there somewhere. All right. So we hope to God we can line these all up. Good. All right. A little bit on that one. I'll try and do one on the other side. Alright, so we got a few threads on that one. Then we'll try and get a second screw in, which is going to be difficult here, it looks like. Alright, so here I am fastening into nothing. Yeah, that's not even lining up. So this is twisting on us. Let me try and do the other side. If I can get one side, maybe we'll get the other side eventually. Nope. I think we need potentially a little better lighting too. Okay, I think we're good here now finally. For some reason it just does not want to go in the hole. Frustrating. I mean, it is definitely hitting the hole. There we go. Now it feels like we're getting some resistance. All right. So proud of myself. All right. Now, let's try and finish off this other side. Line that up. This one is really fighting going in. It's good they gave you this bigger Allen wrench. So I'm not gonna waste you guys' time with me trying to get that all the way in, but now let's try the last ones here. Alright, so there's one screw in. Try and get the second one in. Funny thing on the other one that was giving me a hard time, that was actually the first screw I got in. Alright, so I think this one's in. I don't want to cross thread or nothing. Alright. 2 more to go, and then go back to the original, which I will do later. This thing is somehow not lined up very well. That one's screw in. This other one's going to be really difficult. The screw actually looks like it's longer than I need. Funny thing is, I can't even see the hole really. So a little bit of misalignment here. We're either going to have to loosen all the screws, what it's looking like, or at least these other ones, so I can maybe push it over a little bit. All right, now I can at least see the hole, but I think we're unfortunately coming in at an angle. There we go. Maybe. Or not. Alright, so it's going in now, finally. So the captured nut must be dislodged, or it's moving around or something. All right, looks like we finally got it, folks. Take these back up. I don't believe that my electric drill could tighten this. All right, folks, that's good. So, finally, we're at the moment where we put this on top of it. Hope that it doesn't break. There you go. So, there's a chair. Looks like a decent chair. Oh wow, it's a little narrow though. I wonder, did I put these things on backwards? Yeah, I wasn't expecting these things to come in like this. It's kind of, you know, for most people it's probably okay. Well, I'd say most people, half the population. Seems to be an alright chair. It'll fit under this thing rather well, I think. Do not take up as much space. Cool. All right, so we made that. We made a chair.